E3 2021 is finally upon us.
Oh my God, okay, it's happening.
And while we can't be there in person for the second consecutive year, the gaming convention is free for everyone through the E3 app. Some big names, Sony, will not be in attendance, but for those delivering showcases like Microsoft and Nintendo, we expect big things. I'm Riley Wynn with Digital Trends, and these are the things at E3 we better see. First up is the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase on June 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. This one is going to be huge for Microsoft. Why? Well, let's be honest. The launch of the Xbox Series X was kinda lame. Not only are the consoles still hilariously tough to find, but name one console exclusive game that would make you pick the Xbox over the PS5. Go ahead, we're waiting. The PS5 has Spider-Man's Miles Morales, Demon's Souls, and now Returnal. On the Xbox, there's still no Halo, no Forza, and no Fable. But that could change with E3. Microsoft purchased ZeniMax Media, parent company to Bethesda, for over $7 billion in September of 2020. While no official announcements have been made, it would be shocking if Bethesda didn't become solely an Xbox property. And this year's showcase at E3 could spotlight that. Will we see footage of the Elder Scrolls 6? Maybe a new Fallout? Most likely we will see Bethesda's next epic RPG called Starfield. Whatever we see from Bethesda, this could be the year Microsoft finally steps up their console exclusive games thanks to that $7 billion acquisition. Oh yeah, and don't forget, we expect to see more Halo Infinite, and possibly Fable, and the next Forza racing game. To say the least, this is a big E3 for Xbox. The next thing we want to see is something super. Or maybe nothing super at all. Nintendo Direct is taking place on June 15th at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. The Mario makers are rumored to be debuting an upgraded Nintendo Switch that should feature an OLED screen and 4K graphics. But here's the thing. Do you remember the Wii U? The Wii U was the successor to the wildly popular Wii and attempted to bring Nintendo up to par with its console competitors. And yet, the Wii U console was a commercial failure because fans just didn't care. We don't want that to happen to the already beloved Switch. We want to see one of two things. Nintendo either has to blow everyone away with a legit competitor to the PS5 or Xbox Series X, or just stick with what works. The Nintendo Switch already plays first-party games like Super Mario Odyssey beautifully, and other indie-style games like Stardew Valley are perfect for the portable console. If Nintendo is indeed releasing a 4K Switch Pro, they gotta bring the heat and make it worth buying, not just a slightly better version of what we already have. And if they don't call it the Super Nintendo Switch, then they're missing out. And lastly, for Nintendo, no matter what happens with the new console, please show us Metroid and Breath of the Wild 2. We're begging you. Then there's Ubisoft, the kings of meh. Why do we say that? Well, whether it's a cool play as anyone mechanic like in Watch Dogs Legion, amazing story elements like in Far Cry 5, or a beautiful looking next-gen launch title like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ubisoft games usually get one thing very right, but overall, they're usually just plain boring. So we want to see something special at E3. Far Cry 6, starring super bad guy actor Giancarlo Esposito, already looks great. But we don't want it to be another great story in a ho-hum Far Cry game. At Ubisoft Forward on June 12th, we want to see something different. Maybe a return of Sam Fisher and Splinter Cell. A new and improved Rainbow Six that can compete with Call of Duty. Please, Ubisoft, give us something to talk about. Conventions like E3 are notorious for showing off projects that are years away from completion. We get it. You want to announce a big project and build the hype machine for it. But for those lucky enough to own a next-gen console, besides a small handful of games, there aren't many new games we want to play. So whatever we see, please plan on releasing them soon. We want to see Elden Ring, we want Starfield, we want Fable, we want Breath of the Wild 2, and we want actual footage and release dates that aren't years away. Because if all we get are hype machine trailers, then honestly, do we even need E3 anymore? Until next time, I'm Riley Wynn with Digital Trends, and thanks for watching.